Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to another weekly episode in Ball Chat. I'm your host, Benton. The family is back together again. Come on is online. Come on, how are you doing?
I'm good.
And of course, in the building, we got Kevin and Junior. How are you guys doing?
I'm content. I'm content.
I'm doing lovely.
You're doing lovely.
Yeah.
and we have a lot of things to discuss this week. A lot of things to discuss this week on our. This is the best football show reviewing the week in football. So we're not even going to waste any time. Ready for the show this week?
Yes, sir.
I am so excited. Ready. So we're going to kick this show as always with our Ballers and Bugs segment. And then we're going to segue to football in Europe and discuss some of the current major news coming out of football in Europe. And then segue to football in the Americas and wrap up with our power ranking. So to kick the show off, Ballers of the week, we had Champions League, we had EFL Cup, we had Manchester United versus Liverpool in the EPL big game. And of course you have a Messi hat-trick this week. So Kevin, who is your ball of the week, boss?
My ball of the week is Gerard Delof from Watford.
Okay.
He scored a hat-trick this week,
Yes.
and he also assisted with Troy Deeney with a goal.
Yes, Gerard, yes.
Yeah.
I remember the kid, yeah. Sorry.
Watford played a hell of a performance and
Yeah.
beat up Cardiff.
Yeah. So Gerard Delafeu is your ball of the week from
Yeah.
Watford. Now, come on, my apologies. I should have came to you first for the ball of the week instead of going to Kevin. Ladies first. Come on, ball of the week.
Messi. Messi is my ball of the week. We were down 1-0, then we fell behind 2-1, and Messi scored a hat-trick. Not only the hat-trick, but he scored with a volley, a left foot, and a right foot. So Messi is my ball of the week.
Yes, that volley was absolutely magnificent. His 50th hat trick for in La Liga or football player since he's playing for Barcelona. So Lionel Messi, baller.
Yeah.
Biggs, who you have as your ball of the week?
Right, there's so many to pick from, but I'm going to go with McTominay.
Oh yeah, James
I'm
McTominay.
going to go with him because he played his role today well.
Manchester United holding midfielder.
Yeah, he played his role well. Matic was injured and McTominay's number was called,
Yes.
and he stepped up and really.
Alright.
Yeah, so he's
And-
my baller.
So your ball of the week is James McTominay. Liverpool and Manchester United drew 0-0. So at some point we'll review that game in a little bit. My ball of the week are, if you bear with me, two ballers. One is a team and another one is a coach. Mauricio Sarri. I'm just gonna give him a ball of the week, the way he adjusted his team today, and they lost to City eventually on penalties, but they didn't get 6-love. They did not get 6-love. He changed his formation and let them more defensive in the approach. And I also want to give the team Heredinho FC a ball of the week. They beat the brakes off my Atlanta United. What a brother them fast. So those are my ballers of the week. Now to segue from ballers of the week, let's get the bugs of the week. Come on, who you have as your bug of the week?
The coaching staff of Man U, today, they're like 3 subs. They had to use all their subs in the first half of the game. And I was really puzzled with the Lingard situation. You know, they reminded me of Arsenal. When you talk about Arsenal, Arsenal is the ambulance of EPL. Everybody is injured. So to see so many players had to be subbed from Man U was kind of striking. So the coaching staff need to do a better job. So they are the bugs of the week for me.
Yes. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer made some very poor decision in change and making, yes, very, very bad. And we'll get to that when we review our EPL game of the week. Kevin, how about you? Who's your bug of the week?
Alright, so my bug of the week, let me give an honorable mention as some ballers for FIFA for really actually taking care of the long overdue Chelsea's mess.
Yeah.
Finally finding them and for their repeated violation of signing underage players. So that coincided with one of my bugs of the week, which is the English FA.
Yes.
For one, for not taking action of it, and secondly, they finally know a year later and almost half a season later, they're finally trying to get the Marco Silva situation. They didn't find him. They didn't find the coach. They didn't find the team. They finally allowed Watford and Everton to get into a monetary settlement, and it just shows how weak they are at dealing with these things.
Yeah. So
Now, another bug of the week,
Yeah.
again, is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for what he did with the side going in.
with the subs. Yeah. So wait, let me see if I can think about the bugs of the week for you. FIFA.
No,
No.
FIFA is a ball.
It's a baller. It's a baller.
Right.
It's a baller, late baller for you. But the Football Association of
English
England,
FA.
English FA, for just resolving the Marco Silva issue,
Right.
and then Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
And not dealing with the Chelsea issue
And
and allowing FIFA having to take it by the scruff, because
Yes.
for years the repeated mistakes and they just didn't deal with it and not dealing with the Marco
Yes.
Silva issue.
Yes, good call on the ball of the bugs of the week. We're going to get to that. We'll definitely discuss that briefly in our football in Europe segment when we get to that in terms of the Chelsea ban. Biggs, I know you're eagerly waiting for your bugs of the week.
Two coaches. Pochettino and Sarri. I mean, Pochettino is self-explanatory. The man went after the referee when there was nothing there to go after.
Mauricio Pochettino was upset, boss.
Well, that's alright. There's neither here nor there. But I have never seen a professional coach call a professional footballer and say we're going to do a sub. The last time I saw that, Jamaica was trying to qualify for the '98 World Cup. And we had a legitimate man that was injured, Ian Goodison, and he said, no, leave me on. And he scored the vital goal against Mexico.
Okay.
So when you mean Sarri calling for the sub?
Sorry, calling for Kepas to come out of the field. Keeper, what do we keep on here?
Yeah, Kepa.
Kepa.
Yeah,
Kepa.
Yeah.
I call him Kepas. It's a thin line.
But
Yeah.
Junior,
Yeah.
but Junior, there was one more recent to that when Winfred Schaefer told Bubblegum man to come off the pitch. Homeboy was like, "He's not coming off the pitch either."
Well, that's a dolly house. That's a party shop.
But quickly, my bugs of the week are James James Rodriguez of Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich tied with Liverpool 0-0. James Rodriguez, 5 years ago, was earmarked as one of the next best players coming out of Brazil 2014. And this guy, he's lost at sea. He's struggling. And then my other bug of the week is Paulo Dybala. And the reason why I give Paulo Dybala a bug of the week, Juventus lost 2-0 to Atletico Madrid. Paulo Dybala was absolutely missing on that field. Paulo Dybala is another player who said he needs help. They finally got him help, the star player to help him. You have to show up when the star is there to help you.
Yeah.
All right. So kick from our Ballers and Bugs segment. Now we're going to segue to our football in Europe. Let's just get to the meat of the matter. Chelsea versus Manchester City. The game ended in penalties. Chelsea lost. 4-2 on but let's get to the Kepa refusing to come off the field. I want to hear your thoughts on this. I mean, because this is just absolutely foolishness. And the follow-up, Mauricio Sarri came out in the presser and said that, there was a misunderstanding. There was a misunderstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is different to Mauricio Sarri throwing the team underneath the bus. Now he's trying to cover for Kepa. It's a blatant disregard for the coach's power. It is a blatant disregard. He should not see the pitch again for the next 10 games if I were in the coach.
Yeah. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous what transpired today. And where was the other leadership in this team, Biggs? If someone just leave Mauricio Sarri alone.
No, but I mean,
I left Mauricio Sarri alone.
it's a thin line, because what if he had went up and saved 3 penalties? We would have been having a different
Well, he didn't
conversation
save 3 penalties.
He saved 1.
He didn't save 3
He
penalties.
saved 1.
The bottom line is that the coach stipulates your time. We have a team. There's another guy who's waiting to come in. He's better at penalties. The stats head-to-head, Kepa has saved 17 out of 21 penalties. I think Willie Caballero has done a slight better job at that than Kepa. So this is according to transfermarket.com. But Kepa, come on. Regardless of how you do on penalties, the coach says time to come off. You come off. Come on. What's it? Come on. Just talk to us about this.
Today, I said, if that was Jose Mourinho, we would be scraping Kepa off the bottom of his shoe. That's ridiculous. It was embarrassing him, embarrassed himself, embarrassed the coach, embarrassed the club. It was just an embarrassment. Dude say must come off, you need to come off. And plus, we've seen this before. I mean, it has to be strategic when you bring Willie on. But Willie used to play at Man City, so he probably has an insight into the penalty takers.
Yes.
So it was strategic. So,
Yes.
It's comical because even the Sergio Aguero penalty, he should have saved that one.
Yeah.
He should not see the pitch again for the rest of the season. Because what are we playing for now? A spot in what? Champions League?
Yes,
right.
The season basically over. So he really needs to step up. And the thing is this, where was the captain to
Exactly.
go and say, listen,
And-
you need to come off the pitch. You see the one David Luiz come to whisper and giggle with him before him tell this young man, get off the pitch.
And
I say what we want to say, but that could not have been Lampard. He would have been sent off the pitch.
the captain, Asalaqueta, said when asked about this, he said he was on the other side of the field and he did not hear.
Oh, come on.
Oh my God. What is going on at Chelsea, man?
Right, because if you figure that when the coach is sending instructions, one of the first person he sends instruction to is the captain.
Yes.
And saying, this is what we're going to have happen. So the captain didn't take him off. Hazard didn't go down there to take him off. Like, what happened?
No, bigger than that though. Look at the bigger picture.
Mauricio Sarri is dead.
Yes, because a professional coach, we know that coaches prepare their teams for every situation.
Yeah.
And you're in a cup final, there is a possibility of going to penalties.
Yeah.
So you as a coach will already make this decision.
Yeah.
Kepa, we're going to put in Willie.
Yeah.
Right.
That should have already been said
Said.
before the game starts. So the fact that it just shows that the team is split. You have half the players that are with are probably none of the
It
players are
doesn't
with
seem to be
Sarri.
any player with him.
Yeah.
The bottom line is no respect. That's just what it is. There should no respect whatsoever. Nobody had this man's back today. Nobody.
Nobody, yeah.
It was, but it's a mutiny.
Yes.
But I mean, why are you having his back? I think 3 months in a row now you're saying sorry out. I mean,
Well, come on, I want to quote, come on, said.
But Kevin, I understand that, but disrespect is blatant disrespect.
This is
As
true.
much
That
as
is true.
Sarri is not my coach. Chelsea is my club. And today we were the laughing stock of actually the football world.
today and the last 2 weeks when you got 6 love.
This is
Not
worse.
even the 6 loves.
Yeah, this was worse.
Talk and carry on because where else have you seen this? This is blatant disrespect. This is ridiculous.
So should Mauricio Sarri just go ahead and said, I give up and just leave this team?
He's not gonna leave. He has money on the table.
That would be up to him. If
Okay.
I was the coach, I would bench the goalkeeper.
Okay.
He would sit on the bench. Actually, even though he's one of the most expensive players on the
I
team,
was just
he
about
would
to
go
that.
and play with the reserves.
Yeah.
And then and one final, we have a lot of things we want to talk about and want to move on to some other topics, and we all share the same sentiment on the subject. It's a blatant foolishness, but what is to prevent future young players from doing this? Players who are watching the game today.
The possibility that you won't ever see the pitch again.
Okay.
So that is why the brass needs to support him for as Camon said. I said 10 games minimum. Camon said don't see the field again for the rest of the season.
Uh-huh.
So the brass needs to support him on that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
You could see a keeper do that to Pep.
Absolutely not.
No. But
The keeper, if a keeper did that to Pep, him get cut tomorrow.
yes.
Not bench, cut.
Yes. He wouldn't finish that game. He would not finish that game. It was an embarrassment, and it took away from the effective job Chelsea did in containing Manchester City. And yes, they lost at the end, but he made some tactical adjustment. But it's just a bag of foolishness by Kepa. Absolutely horrible behavior by Kepa.
He should have stood there with the board up and make the keeper get a red card for delaying of the game.
Yeah,
That's what he
should have done. They should have done.
But then you would play without a goalkeeper.
No, we make the sub after that.
You
You take a player off.
on.
One at the way kick up
and then so you could have gone with your keeper of choice. Yeah. All right, and to continue our discussion on Chelsea, you brought this up in your ballers and bugs segment about the ban. Chelsea got a ban for 2 transfer windows. Chelsea is like when it rains, it pours. They're for buying underage players, and this is centered around Bertrand Traore. They had 92 investigations, and they violated 29. They were found in violation of 29 of those 92. What is going on at Chelsea? I mean, they had to pay £490,000. The English FA had to pay £360,000 for also not rectifying this issue. Chelsea, if a new coach is coming in at Chelsea, they won't be able to sign players in 2 transfer windows. They can release players, but they won't be able to sign. Does anyone, there's a lot of rumors about Zidane coming in next. Does anyone want this job with these restrictions?
No, absolutely not. Why would you take this job? Why would you take this job with all of these restrictions? Also, why would you take this job when the team is known to be mutinous?
Yes, yeah.
You know, every year the team for the past 3 years has been overthrowing their coaches.
Yeah.
Why would you take this job with all of these issues? So it tells you that the brass is underhanded.
Yeah.
Because they skirt the rules all the time and just do these flagrant things. Until FIFA is not a person that polices, you have to actually put it in front of FIFA's face for FIFA to say they're going to do something about it.
Yes, yes.
So the brass is flagrant with their thing. The brass, on the other hand, do not support the coaches, and the brass keep up foolishness almost like they're supporting the team. Why would you play for this brass?
Yeah.
Again, it's the same brass that has the coach out there to where the goalkeeper can disrespect the coach.
Yeah, yeah.
It's if the brass had wrapped around their arms around him even after the 6th love.
So, yeah.
But the brass is almost showing him through the door.
Yeah,
That's why
he's a
Kepa
dead
decided
man
he's not
walking.
going to come out.
He's a dead man walking. It was some of the news report. Come on, I want to get your thoughts on this ban.
We have 41 players out there on loan. We'll be okay. We'll
Okay.
be fine. We have the bench is stacked with players that they need to play because they're paying. The academy have some good players out there that they need to really incorporate in the team. And of the 41, that's how many? Look here, that's what? 4 teams right there. So we have out there, 4 squad we have out there on loan. We'll be okay. I mean, I don't think Zidane is a coach that you actually want to mess with. I think Chelsea needs a strong coach. And if Zidane take the job, I think he'll be the right person for it.
Okay. Junior, and you have a final say on this.
I'm loving the fact that Michael Hector will get a chance to play for Chelsea. Big up Michael Hector.
Big up Michael Hector, formerly of the Record Boys.
Formerly. He will be back.
All right, and just a side note. This sort of suspension is not unique to Chelsea. Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, and Real Madrid have all gotten this suspension recently. And like you said, it's something that needs to be done. They're signing these under 18 players. And in the offseason, hopefully we can do a more in-depth episode on this because it's a major issue with the movement of talent across the globe. There were some huge games this week in Champions League. Juve lost to Atletico Madrid. That was one of the pick of the... What are your thoughts on the game? Liverpool tied with Bayern Munich and Barcelona tied with Lyon. What a disappointment. Schalke, the sacrificial lamb Schalke, lost 3-2 in an impressive showing against Manchester City. Quick takeaways from those Champions League matchups.
I was very impressed by Schalke's showing.
Yeah.
I thought that they, as you said before, would have been a sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
They came out early and they demonstrated that, this is why we go to Champions League. Even though these teams are not on the radar, but come Champions League, everybody's going to give a good showing of themselves, especially in the round of 16.
Yeah, they did very well. Biggs, what's your quick takeaway from Champions League?
It's just Champions League knockout. You said last week champion football.
Champion football.
But Juventus champion battle, I guess, didn't have enough soda in it or something. It wasn't fizzing.
No.
Okay.
I was a bit disappointed about the Liverpool game myself.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
No. There was... Liverpool has a deficit when it comes to set plays. We had 4 from the 25 yards out on the left hash of the field, 4 free kicks, and the 4 free kicks, 2 of them went for a back kick, 1 of them went for a throw, and the other one, the keeper just shoot it out. That's how it was. Just like showed no class really on top. It's a workmanlike ship performance, but it's I wanted to see the class and I didn't see it.
You didn't see it.
Yeah, I want to see good goals. I don't want a PK. I want good goals.
Yeah. So I think we all can agree that the big result of the week was Atletico Madrid's victory over Juventus. 2-0, go into Italy with a 2-0 lead, a defensive sort of posture, defensive sort of mindset with Diego Simeone. I mean, that would be a tough ask for Juventus to recover, right?
And I thought as much. Remember, I told you guys that it was going to be a tough road.
Yeah, it's going to be. Even Morata scored. Even,
and it should have been. That pesky VAR.
Yeah, they should have counted his goal. He scored a beautiful header, which is weird. Which is absolutely weird.
But actually, he scored today, so it's not weird.
Yeah, yes. But so the Juventus was really was really the pick. The failure to win or get anything out of that matchup was really the pick of the week for me. To segue from the Champions League matchups this week into the EPL big game of the week, United versus Liverpool. Game ended 0-0. It was like a hospital game in the first half. Come on, your thoughts on this game?
I mean, it was a good enough game. I'm not sure Alexis Sanchez is going to recover this season. I was expecting him to, come on and really show why he is a good player. But he was lost. Lukaku, I think he plays rugby. He just keeps following the players and stuff. I just think for most of the game, he disappears. It was just like a regular workman performance today. Same thing with Mo Salah. Mo Salah was absent. At one point, I forgot that Sturridge was on the pitch.
Yes,
so it wasn't really a game that you would remember.
Yes. Your quick takeaway from this Liverpool United matchup. Well, it's a good thing because none of you get to sing each other's fight song today.
Yeah.
And the bet from last week for new listeners, the Manchester United and the Liverpool fan each bets each other that the loser would sing the other's fight song or the song.
This is why I gave Ole one of my bugs of the week.
Yeah.
Right. So, any coach that's worth their salt or any player know that when you have a hamstring injury or a groin injury, it takes 3 weeks at best to get over it.
Mm-hmm.
He told us earlier in the week that Lingard had a hamstring issue. And then it was going to take 3 weeks. He was not going to be back until March.
Yeah.
I was dumbfounded to see his name on the list of reserves.
Yeah.
I'm like, he shouldn't even have been in he should have been in street clothes.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been in the squad.
Right?
Not have been in the squad.
And then, so this is indicative. I said something, it may not turn out to be so, but I said, this is the game that's going to lose all of the job. Because one of the reasons that I said so is that, and now it may come to pass, not because I was thinking of it, but because of how he chose to play Lingard, and it affected the rest of the team.
Yeah.
Now here's the reason. The reason is simply this. While he plays Lingard, right? And what he did was saying, I would rather put Lingard on the pitch,
Yes.
a 1-foot man, than to put Alexis Sanchez. No, I'm not going to say he lost Alexis Sanchez because Alexis Sanchez is already in a milk carton.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
But I mean, he put this man's already low self-esteem all the way more than basement level.
Yeah.
And to add to that, I see Paul Pogba run back a couple of times after Milner challenge, and he turned around and he looked at Alexis Sanchez and like, yo, what you doing?
Yeah.
So I think Alexis is gone head mentally.
Yeah.
No, and I think with the injuries that Man U suffered, and it was a good showing of them. I mean, if you lose 3 or 4 starting players, and you end up not losing the game, a la what I said about Liverpool for the last week, it's a good showing. They didn't lose.
Yeah.
So it's a good showing for them. I, on the other hand, is disappointed in Liverpool.
Yeah.
The Liverpool Achilles heel all season long has been the midfield. And I've seen where you're trying to use makeshift defensive. Now that we have some defenders that are out, like for example, you drop Fabinho to help with the tackle. You don't put Kepa on, will give you some dynamic passes up front, but is easily pushed off the ball. So you have to make these choices. Another thing being the fact that Lovren is out and Gomez is out. That means then the only person that is normally at the top of the key when Liverpool has possession, is Van Dijk pulling the passes together. He can't do that because he can't leave Matip back there by himself. Because we see Matip making blunder after blunder in today's game.
Liverpool man have a lot to say about chat followers tonight. He has a lot. Manchester United. I'm sure this is count as a big result for you guys. Even though you guys are still out of the top four slot.
I mean,
your thoughts?
The key about Alexis Sanchez that you and Camon just brought up, you have to remember who Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is and what his history is and where he's coming from, the tree he's coming from. Lingard is a Manchester United academy player. What Ole Gunnar Solskjaer told all of us, the whole world today, is that Manchester United is going back to bringing up the academy players. Forget about Alexis Sanchez. Fred was not picked. McTominay was picked over Fred. When Ander Herrera went off injured, Pereira, the man that gave away the ball to make Man U lose a game, was picked over Fred. He's another academy player. That is the message that was sent out today. So all the academy players, when Pogba wanted to play for Manchester United and he wasn't picked, and he brought his gripe up, he was an academy player, he was sold. What Solskjaer is saying under me, you're in the academy, you're going to be picked.
So, but what about these high-end players? Alexis Sanchez is getting a lot of money.
Forget about the high-end players. He's gone. He's done.
So it's just money down the drain.
It's just money. I mean, it's not on social books.
Okay.
And regardless,
that's money that you could use quite wisely to
what? Play him?
Actually, to spend on the players from the academy who are coming through the ranks.
So is Solskjaer books different from Man U books?
It's different from Jose's books. Because Solskjaer can easily get up tomorrow and say, this wasn't my signing.
Yeah. But
where is he going to find the money to sign somebody else?
The money is there. Come on.
But it was an impressive show. I don't know if it the Manchester United said you might be right. They're trending towards a more academy player. I totally agree that you don't have an Alexis Sanchez on the bench and these high-end players that you spend a lot of money from
and you put a 1 foot player.
And you put a 1 foot player, an injured player who potentially, we don't know the severity of his injuries that he picked up today, but you could have made him out.
It's going to set him back another week. I think it's 3 weeks out now.
Yeah. No, I want to ask, come on, is there something going on with Mo Salah? Mo Salah looked a bit dejected on the bench today. How does Jurgen Klopp needs a goal and take off Mohamed Salah? The guy who to me is the most frightening, one of the most frightening attacking players in the EPL and in this Liverpool setup. Come on.
But he was off his game today. I mean, he was just off his game. His passing was poor. His decision making was poor. Why would you keep him on the pitch and you need a goal?
Yeah, but it's to the alternative, right? So who did he put on? Origi?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Origi a goal scorer?
Because he has something to prove. He's hungry. I mean, when you put a hungry player on the pitch, you actually see he's competing for a spot. He needs to play. So Salah is in a slump. I mean, what is there for Klopp to do? He can't do anything.
No, I think you know what though?
And hopefully the goals will come.
Yeah,
he was off his game today in a very important game that he needed a goal. So he wasn't doing it for him.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. Take him off.
But let's give credit where it's due.
Mm-hmm.
Luke Shaw had that bread in the back of him pocket.
Luke Shaw was exceptional.
And Luke Shaw did something that was...
remember, this is the Luke Shaw that Jose continuously put out there to drive.
Yeah, but
hang him out there to drive.
But Luke Shaw did something significant. I don't know who is the coach that is making this adjustment, but somebody finally stood on Salah's left foot and said, beat me with your right foot.
Yeah.
For the first time I've seen somebody look at Salah and say, you're not going to do anything with your left foot.
Yeah, Luke Shaw was absolutely phenomenal playing against him. He was very, very impressive. So now, with the draw, Liverpool goes back at the top of the EPL by 1 point. They go up in the Merseyside derby against Everton in a couple of weeks. Is there anything to be worried about with Liverpool?
Yes. So all season long, supporters of other teams have been telling me that Liverpool have not hit a bad stride yet, and they're going to hit a bad stride. And my defense was always, when we have in the past weeks, it's injuries that have been killing us, right? Yeah. And they have been. And as I told you before, the injuries on the defense have causing us to adjust, and we don't have, where our midfield has always been our Achilles heel. Now our midfield has fallen even deeper in some cases, and we have too much space in the middle of the field. But for the past couple of games, the front three that used to play dynamic football seem to be off their games. The passes just seems to be a little bit slower. They seem to be about 3 seconds slower, and they seem to be about 5 inches behind the players each time around. It's like the ball almost get through, and earlier in the seasons those balls were getting through.
Yes, they were definitely getting through.
Once you mess with the back line coming all the way up, it is taking us down week by week. We see where the midfield is struggling week after week to help out the defense, and now for the past 2 weeks we see where the front line is also being affected. So now it has me worried.
I think losing the fear of heavy metal football. I think teams finally realize that Liverpool is not playing heavy metal football anymore. They are not chasing the ball anymore. So now we can sit back and look at it. They are pretty much. To me, they are predictable. We know what's going to happen with Liverpool. The centre forward is going to fall back, hoping to create space between the wing back and the centre half, so you can put the ball in that channel.
And Bobby Firmino. Roberto Firmino picked up an injury today again.
And that was key.
And that was key because he tends to drop deeper and help to pull some of those strings. But we'll see how Liverpool goes about it. One thing we definitely have a title race on our hand. And to segue to our prediction segment in Europe, in European football, we have midweek Premier League football this week. And Chelsea, in a couple of the big matchup this week, Chelsea plays Spurs on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Any thoughts on this? Spurs is coming off a defeat to Burnley. Mauricio Pochettino after the defeat says we're out of the title race.
But before the defeat, Pochettino said he could beat any team.
That was any team in the Champions League.
Burnley didn't even make it to the Champions League.
So Mauricio Pochettino said now they're out of the title race, like they were really in the title race. Come on, your thoughts on this Chelsea versus Spurs matchup? Who do you have as winning? And Chelsea's playing.
Chelsea win 3-2.
Yes, and Kepa will be in goal.
You know what? If Kepa is in goal, then you know that he's actually a part owner of Chelsea.
And your thoughts on this? What do you guys pick for this matchup?
Common sense tell me Tottenham going to beat the brakes off Chelsea, but I don't know. I'm picking Tottenham.
You're picking Tottenham.
Prince Harry's back.
This game is at Harry Kane is back.
I scored.
He scored, yeah.
I am honestly leaning towards Tottenham, and I think it may end up being a draw.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with Chelsea. I think Tottenham will beat them. Tottenham, they tend to have a roller coaster season. They have a bad game and then they come back roaring. Another big game this week in the midweek. This is a Copa del Rey second leg semi-final matchup between Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. First leg ended 1-1. Now the return leg is in Madrid. How do we see this one shaking out? Can Barcelona be saved by Lionel Messi again? Your thoughts on this? What's
Real
your
Madrid
prediction?
and Atletico Madrid, you said?
Real Madrid and Barca. Sorry,
Okay.
sorry, not Atletico Madrid. Real Madrid and Barca semi-final of Copa del Rey, and this game will play at Madrid.
I have Real Madrid winning this one.
Yeah.
I won't vote against Messi.
You won't vote. Messi is playing serious football. Come on, your thoughts on this?
3-1 Barca. Messi with a brace and an assist.
Yes, and Dembele is back. He's well. By the way, is Prince Boateng still in the Barcelona squad?
Yeah, but he should be on the bench. That's the perfect spot for him. He serves no purpose on the pitch.
I'd love to be Prince. Barca can't sign me too, so I can sit up on the bench and become
And in our Premier League big matchups on the weekend, big matchup: Spurs versus Arsenal, 7:30 Saturday morning. Arsenal is now in the Champions League spot above Manchester United. Spurs host them. I guess Arsenal won last night spot long.
I think Spurs will win.
Come
I
on.
have Spurs 2-1.
Arsenal is coming off a 2-0 victory over Southampton today. Lacazette scored.
Mkhitaryan scored.
And Mkhitaryan also scored
We're
today.
talking about Southampton.
Yeah. Well, what's your thoughts on this game, Biggs? What's your prediction?
Spurs.
Spurs, come on. Your prediction for the Spurs versus Arsenal matchup.
Arsenal 1-0.
Yes. And then in another big game on Saturday, Clasico, Real Madrid versus Barcelona. So they were playing each other twice in 1 week in the Copa del Rey and in La Liga. Barcelona is still sitting on top of the La Liga by 7 points ahead of Atletico Madrid. Clasico, El Clasico, Lionel Messi again. How many goals am I going to score?
I think Barca wins this one, so I think they'll split.
They split. So Real Madrid takes the Copa del Rey game.
I think Real Madrid will win the Copa
Yeah.
del Rey.
Yeah.
And Barca wins the La Liga game.
Come on, your thoughts on the La Liga game, matchup between Real Madrid and Barca.
I think it's going to be a draw. A whole bunch of tired legs.
Yeah,
I think
well-
it's going to be a draw.
Yeah.
Ramos will get a red card.
Ramos will get the red card.
That much is sure.
That much is sure. Yeah.
He can't play 2 games back to back.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see Vinicius Jr. play against this Barca back line. And it's good to see Umtiti back. He played slow yesterday, but it's good to see him. He reads the game quite well.
But he's struggling though.
He's coming back. He's rusty though, right? He needs some more miles on his legs just coming back from injury.
Are you going on a Vinicius bus?
Yeah, we're going. Yeah, I look forward to ballers, and this youth is a baller. He's a baller, but Lionel Messi is always good to see. Merseyside derby, Sunday, 11:30, 11:15 a.m. Liverpool turn Artist-side from the other day. Liverpool draw next game. Marco Silva needs a victory to save his job.
Especially what happened in last.
Especially what happened in the first leg when Jordan Pickford should have knocked the ball over the post, but allowed Origi to come in and sneak the ball into the goal.
In the 96th minute.
In the 96th, and this was when Klopp got a suspension or a fine for running onto the field. A Merseyside derby is an emotional matchup. Everton would love anything else but to drop Liverpool belly on Sunday. Can they do this?
Of course not.
Where's the game playing again?
It's at Everton.
Oh, at Everton.
It's just Everton.
Why I think it was at Liverpool?
It's at Everton.
The
But
first leg
the
was
stadium going to
yeah.
be filled with red. It doesn't matter.
Marco Silva needs something to save his job. Come on, your thoughts on this?
It's 4-0 pool. Marco Silva, and can pack him back from them. Better call the movers. He needs to have the truck backed up into his driveway at half time because he's losing his job.
I put a marker on one game, the snow game. And I told you guys,
Yes, the Liverpool snow game.
there was a mentality I'm sensing from Liverpool.
They're getting a bit weak, is that what you're saying?
I no disrespect to the Liverpool fans out there, but they just struck me as a weak-natured team.
Yeah.
If they don't beat Everton Sunday, not even beat, if they don't beat them handedly, Kevin, don't come on the show next week.
But Liverpool, to be honest, they desperately need that 3 points because if they don't win and City go on to win,
It's a wrap.
then City then jumps up above them in the lead of the EPL. So they need those 3 points on Sunday.
I expect Liverpool to beat the brakes off Everton.
Yeah, I do expect Liverpool to win. They're going through a rough patch, but there are a lot of fighters on this team, and they will grind this thing out.
I want to see Van Dijk get more aggressive too as a leader. He's the best defender in the world by some regards.
Yes, yeah.
He needs to be more aggressive.
More
He
vocal
needs
on
to
it.
grab the team by the. No, there's nobody at Liverpool that will grab. Henderson tries, but I think people look at Henderson like, dude, you're like 100 years old.
Yeah, I saw Henderson shouting a lot of the players, and him and Klopp, they have a lot of shouting at players sort of deal.
I think Van Dijk does this, but I think the last 3 weeks he has a deficit. I think he's concentrating on his primary job.
Yeah.
But weeks before, I see Van Dijk doing this all the time.
Yeah.
But no, I think he's concentrating on his primary job because he has a deficit in the back.
Yeah, and he has to make sure he prevent them from scoring. Alisson is doing quite well. Saved a very good.
Yeah, Lingard should have scored.
Yeah, saved a very good. Made a very good save against Lingard today. Very good job. Money well invested.
Alisson did a real good job.
Yeah,
He injured
yeah.
Lingard.
Yeah. All right. To segue from our football in Europe segment and to quickly go to our football in the Americas, recap of CONCACAF Champions League quickly. Atlanta United got the belly drop. What? Your thoughts on this? I mean, Atlanta United could have gotten about 5 or 6. I mean,
7.
or 10. Could have gotten. Heredinho FC, these guys are fast. And will Frank de Boer survive this tenure? How long will Frank de Boer last in this Atlanta United with this playing style? He played with a back 3-4-3, a slow back 3. With Michael Parkhurst. With Parkhurst playing on the right side of that slow back 3. Your thoughts on this?
I think it's just they're gonna be outclassed in the CONCACAF, but I don't think it's it's baptism by fire for Frank de Boer, and it's the best time. I don't think Atlanta was gonna win the CONCACAF anyway.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is for him to take his licks right now.
Okay.
Before the MLS season really start.
Okay.
And then Atlanta has to defend a championship.
Okay. So, and to kind of put a little bit of background here, Heredinho FC is 9th ranked currently in the Costa Rican First Division. They're in the middle of their season, so they're a little bit more further and more polished. Yeah, whereas Atlanta United is just coming out of pre-season.
Excuses.
But my side looked like a bug side.
Let me point it to that camera right there. So let us quote Aaron Rodgers. Atlanta fans, relax. Relax. Big up Herman Medford.
Hernan Medford, yeah, the coach of Heredinho FC.
He pulled a rabbit out of the hat.
They played some.
This is their 10th game of the season.
Yeah.
This is Atlanta United first game of the season.
Yeah.
First competitive game of the season. That's number 1. Number 2, the board does not know what he has. He can only go off tape.
Okay.
But when you lose a dynamic player and to bring in Barker that seems to think that he was at a pool or something.
Christ.
Now the board should now have an opportunity to grab the team. The key is they have to beat DC United in the first game of the season. If they don't beat DC United,
then all hell breaks loose.
Then all hell breaks loose.
But that's a formality though. We're talking about DC United.
So they play Heredinho FC this week before the actual FA Cup, the MLS Cup, the MLS season kicks off on
which they're going to win. They're going
and
to beat the
so
brakes.
Heredinho FC comes to Atlanta, and hopefully they will wilt under the bright lights of Atlanta.
They're going to beat the brakes out.
Come on. I mean, was not like Atlanta United. Get your thoughts in.
People are saying that this is the first competitive match. So the games that they played in preseason, they were just what, fun games?
They were playing college teams.
Wasn't the coach there to see what he has?
It's called preseason for a reason. Come on, it's called preseason for a reason.
but that's the thing. There's still matches, and you use preseason to kind of gauge where your team is at.
But
so
that's what we said. We said one team is in season and the other one is preseason.
No. We can always scoff and we can always laugh at preseason. We don't take preseason seriously. But the bottom line is there's still games. There's still 90-minute games.
True.
And most teams play in a cup. So the coach should have known that his back 3 slow like molasses. And remember, people don't rate Costa Rican teams. So people are like, oh, it's it's an easy team and it's not good and whatever. But you guys actually suck.
But come on, that I think what you said right there is the key. I am willing to bet that the board did not watch tape of that team.
Well, then if that's the case, they need to fire De Boer right now.
No, but
Because how can you go up against a team and didn't watch tape of the team?
But as we said, if you guys don't beat DC United, I'm going to laugh.
I agree with that.
Absolutely funny.
And they're playing in DC. So
And
that's
actually-
not going to be easy.
And actually,
That's always easy, Junior.
And I'm going to be right there, so I'll give you a live update. So don't worry.
and actually, Atlanta United's and the lack of scoring goal for Frank de Boer's coaching career carried over into his first game. They didn't score that. It was an own goal that then deflected. Pity. Your thoughts on Pity. We saw Miguel Almiron look like a general yesterday for Newcastle United. It was absolutely fantastic. Pity Martinez looked like a brother who just, I don't want to go out on a limb and say, he just looked like he rather be somewhere else.
I mean, this is the guy's first game.
No, but at least give me a level of work. Even the miserable forward started cursing during the game.
I mean, this is the guy's first game.
Kevin, you're getting $17 million. Come and work. Work. We're under attack. Work for the collective.
So when you get to your job the first day,
Yes, we're gonna work.
No, not about work.
Yeah.
The first day you're expected to deliver a project when you get to your job the first day.
Especially when it's supposed to be an easy day. You have to remember that.
on,
They
man.
thought, I think Atlanta United thought they were going to walk on the field and the Costa Ricans would roll over and play dead.
And tactically, he started Bello, and George Bello. And George Bello, you know, they said, you know, he's a very fast player. Yes, he's very fast. And he was hoping, because he watched some tape, he was hoping that George Bello's speed could contain Ortiz's speed of Heritage FC. But Ortiz is fast like 10 of those men. You know, so, I mean, and then when he actually changed and put on Nagbe later on to control and patrol that midfield, then he started to have some sort of control in the pace of the ball. I was very disappointed. But yes, like you said, Kevin, it's the first game. And Frank de Boer did not impress me in that first game.
I think everybody should relax. The team is playing polar opposites to what they did last year. Remember all the Atlanta United games. We saw Atlanta United running down the field. Thursday we saw a team that did not know if they wanted to go forward or back.
Yes. And then, all right, so it was a mixed bag for MLS team in the CONCACAF Champions League. Atlanta United lost. Kansas City, Sporting Kansas won. They beat the Breaks 3-0 from the team from Panama. So it was a mixed bag. Toronto FC, I actually forget how their team, their result went. But the second...
No, but you shouldn't forget that one. That one was a whooping. But don't forget Red Bulls. I keep asking, why is it that Bradley Wright Phillips could not find a club in England?
Come on. Chelsea can sign him, alright?
No, they can't. No, they can't.
I'm saying even a Fulham, I can see where he can actually help a team like Fulham.
No, he cannot. Come on. Mitrovic is a much better striker. But yes.
Even coming off the bench, all I'm saying is,
Yes.
Bradley Wright Phillips is just a puzzle to me.
Yes.
Why he cannot play in even the second tier.
Come on, let me tell you why. This is why. Because I see Bradley Wright Phillips play against Atlanta in New York Red Bull Stadium. And he was missing.
Yes. Big game.
Run up and down like a chicken without a head. That's why.
Plus Bradley Wright Phillips look like he's a bit overweight.
Plus he's making a bag of money to work out.
Give me overweight more than Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney chunky.
Yes.
Bradley Wright
Alright.
is living the life.
Big point to segue from CONCACAF Champions League to MLS kickoff weekend comes up this weekend. I mean, there are still a lot of teams that need to sort things out, but the big weekend.
We'll see how the hunter plays as a hunted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on, what are you looking forward to this weekend?
I want to see how FC Cincinnati plays. You know, they kind of like just got players and just threw them together. I want to see if that coach is a mad genius. I want to see how that works out. And then I also want to find out how LA Galaxy is going to treat that 4DP situation. If MLS is going to circumvent the rules just to accommodate them.
Okay. And did Peter Leivas actually made the squad for the LAFC team?
Who?
Peter Leivas.
He did. He actually got signed.
Oh, you got signed. All right. Yeah. So, Cincinnati. Darren Maddox scored a few goals in the offseason and the preseason. So, look out for big things from him and this year.
You again with the preseason stuff?
How much goal did he say he's going to score? 20?
Yes. Yeah. And
he's on his way.
I doubt the team scores 20.
I think he's played against Dembele on PlayStation.
and then another bit of news, Darlington Nagbe, of course he had some issues with the Atlanta United, and there was rumors circulating that he's trying to force a trade out. he actually came out and had a press conference the other day and spoke to the press, and he said, there were some personal issues, and word is that he's going to be staying. So, let's see.
He'll be alright.
He'll be alright. Alright, so official prediction, Biggs, what did you say about the DC United versus Atlanta United game?
Atlanta played one more game than DC, one more serious game, so they should be more prepared.
So DC United should lose.
Should.
Atlanta
If they were want to come back to a job.
Come on, your prediction of the DC United Atlanta United game.
I think it's going to be a boring 0-0.
Boring 0-0-0. All right, let's wrap up the show with our power ranking.
Yes,
No, before we go to that,
Yes, come on.
remember that Nigerian young lady that can play for Nigeria and Jamaica?
Yes, you mean?
Apparently she made the cut. She made the squad, and she's now going to play versus Chile.
What's her name again?
I can't pronounce her name.
Okay, and so the Reggae Girls have a game coming up. Thank you for that, come on. The Reggae Girls have a game coming up on the 28th, this Thursday against Chile. So, come on, how does she make the squad or make the team without even actually playing in a friendly game yet? Because I thought the game coming up...
Not a whole bunch of training in sessions.
Yeah, because I thought the game against Chile is supposed to be the cut-down game after, but we'll see. We'll see on Thursday. Power ranking time. This week, power ranking brought to us by friends at Blazing Kitchen for the best Jamaican food in Atlanta and the surrounding. Blazing, I still need a plate. The number 10 team this week in our power ranking is Manchester United. Heavily advocated for by Biggs, the Manchester United fan. In the 9th position, we have Porto. Porto sitting on top of the Portuguese league. And in the 8th position, we have Juventus. Champion footballer Juventus are struggling to actually win the Champions League after them investing in Cristiano Ronaldo heavily. In the 7th position, we have Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich is actually second in the Bundesliga. Took the lead briefly, but Dortmund recovered and defeated Leverkusen today to return to the top of the league. And in the 6th position, we have Dortmund. Dortmund is coming off a 3-1 victory over Bayer Leverkusen. The Leon Bailey-led Bayern Leverkusen. And in the 5th position, we have Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid defeated Juventus 2-0. The side with big balls, as the coach said. That what the coach said. We have big cojones. Diego Simeone. And in the 4th position, Barcelona sits in the 4th position. Barcelona is coming off a 0-0 tie with Lyon and defeating Sevilla in Messi's hat-trick run. Messi could score more hat-tricks this week against Real Madrid. One would hope. And then in the 3rd position, we have Manchester City. Manchester City now second in the EPL. They won their first trophy for the season. Some said this is the only trophy they will win this year. And in the 2nd position, we have PSG. PSG. Boy, Mbappe are going bad.
Yeah.
It's
Score a
going.
wicked goal too.
It's going on.
Score a wicked volley.
The Wicked Valley. And drum roll, number 1 team this week in the Ball Chat Power ranking is Liverpool, back atop the summit in the EPL. They are wobbling. Go ahead, come on, but they're still leading the EPL. You said you disagree.
No, I'm just being a little bit bad to mine today.
That's it. Ball Chat followers, link us up on social media, Ball Chat 1 on Twitter, Ball Chat Podcast on Instagram, Ball Chat on YouTube.
Check out our podcast on Ball Chat on Mixcloud.
And subscribe and share the YouTube channel and subscribe and share the Mixcloud channel also.
Yeah. And look out
Brethren.
for the off the field segment, right?
Look out for the After Field segment. New segment coming up this week. Hopefully we'll get that sorted out. Ball Chat. Brethren, Kepa is a bad man.
Yo, later.
Pretty bad.